Good morning to you, Ms. Elaine, and I'm excited to be here this morning to share information with you regarding College Foundation of North Carolina. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go directly to the website. I'm going to click on the home page. It looks like this. You have your modules at the top of the page: plan your future, apply to college, pay for college, and save for college, which is one that we won't be discussing today, but nevertheless, just wanted to make you aware that it is there. My dashboard is the area where one would log into their profile or log out or create a profile, shall I say. The reason why it says my profile is because I've already logged into it, but prior to this call, prior to this training. But if I had not already logged into my personal CFNC training account, it would say sign in or create a CFNC account. So that's why it doesn't look that way today. At the top of the screen it says Espanol. So if you want to convert the entire website into Spanish, you can do so by clicking on that particular tab. Education professionals is going to be all of the information is geared toward educators. Anything that you want to know about resources, curriculum, lesson plans, trainings, upcoming events, you'll be able to click there. Same thing if you want to look at the information in Spanish, that you would click in this area. If you want to know about the partnership of CFNC, you can click here. And by the way, I will go ahead and click there. College Foundation of North Carolina is basically a one-stop shop resource center that provides information on planning, applying, paying, and saving for college. It's made up of 6 partners: College Foundation Incorporated, North Carolina State Education Assistance Authority, North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, the 16 UNC campuses, the 36 independent colleges and universities, and our 58 North Carolina community colleges. We all decided to come up under one umbrella and provide everything that you needed to know about paying for college. So we are very excited about the resources being free to the residents of the state of North Carolina and helping students kindergarten through adulthood. So that's basically a short summary of the partnership. I'm now going to go back to the home page, and I want to start with the education professional area for just a moment, but I have another PowerPoint that I'm going to share with you to give you more information about the Pro Tools. Nevertheless, if you want to be able to contact your rep, you would click here and it will give you a list of all of our contact information. And mine is here. And Juana Hernandez would be the Spanish services representative for your area. Dr. Juanez Ramirez covers the area closest up into the mountains, Charlotte, Greensboro area, but she covers most of the eastern part of the state, southern part of the state. But if she's not available, of course, you would pass the request on to Dr. Ramirez, and he would make her aware of his availability. But Juana Hernandez Leiter is the representative that is covering the part of the state in which your school is located in. So let me go back to Spanish services. We do provide a plethora of resources for the Hispanic population on various topics, as you can see, and you can convert the entire website into Spanish if you like by just clicking here, and it would change everything in Spanish. But I wouldn't be able to train you this morning because I wouldn't be able to. But nevertheless, you have an opportunity to do that. Sometimes what happens is when I'm invited to come out to a particular school, particularly in the evenings, if you're having an evening workshop and you're inviting parents and there is a Hispanic population there, we want everybody to be comfortable. We want everybody to be able to receive great information regarding CFNC. So sometimes we are conducting workshops simultaneously. She's in another area of the school. I may be in the library where she may be in a classroom, or vice versa. And we both are presenting information on the same topic. Professional Center and Professional Tools is where you would go here to log in, or actually, this is a great website. It's a 1-minute highlight of the Pro Tools that we have, but we're going to talk about that and through a PowerPoint that I have in just a few moments. And when we were making transitions from Pro Center to Pro Tools, we were giving our counselors steps that they needed to take to make sure that their information transferred, overpopulated onto our new Pro Tools site. So all of this information can be found here, but we're going to talk about that in more detail in just a few moments. I will bring to your attention, though, however, if you have a counselor that is in need of a PAC account, they would need to go through these steps here. And all of this information about how they will request their PAC account is listed right here. And as you can see, it takes 1 to 2 weeks. And just to give you a idea of what a PAC account is basically giving the educators, those that have been approved by your administrator, by your principal, access to your students' accounts so that you can send emails to a group. Perhaps your principal may want you to run a report, and we're going to talk about those reports in just a little bit later on. Run a query to give him maybe some numbers of how many students have transmitted their transcript through CFNC, how many students have completed their admissions applications through CFNC's website, how many students have applied to XYZ school or whatever. You'll be able to run those reports through your Pro Tools PAC account, but we'll talk about that in just your profession. It's now called Pro Tools. It was once called Professional Center. So if you see that, we just changed the name when we enhanced our website. But now let's go back to, we went through Pro Tools, e-transcript schools. Here is where you would go and to make sure and assure that your school is listed under our transcript manager. These are all the participating high schools. So I admonish you, if you haven't already, and I think we've already had this conversation before, but nevertheless, to make sure that your school's name is listed so that when students want to transmit their transcript electronically through CFNC's website to any college or university across the state of North Carolina, they will be able to do so. So if you all have any name change or what have you, I would always go and check it out just to make sure that it reads the way in which it is supposed to read and what is being shown on your students' report cards or what have you, or what is listed at the Department of Public Instruction to make sure everything looks the way in which you want it to look.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, but our school should be there if I was able to click on it to set up accounts, correct? Everything should be there?
It should be there, but I would always encourage you to look at this because this is where the transcripts are being pulled from this particular list. But it should be there because you found it when you were setting up the CFNC account. It's just another checking mechanism. But I'll definitely check that after this training.
Okay.
Let's go back to the Professional Center. Financial aid administrator resources, that's for our colleges and universities. So we'll go past that. If you need help with residency determination services, which we'll talk about a little bit later on, you would actually go in this particular section. And this is so that parents are being charged in-state tuition for them being North Carolina residents. That is a mandatory form that has to be completed, or application, shall I say, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But it's housed also in the Professional Center if you would like to get help. Pause and Jobland resources. This is for our elementary students and parents and teachers, of course. Our Pause and Jobland is actually an interactive tool where students can learn about careers, learn about the different jobs in different careers, career clusters. They will be able to look at pictures and realize what that person is actually doing on their job or what have you. So it's very interactive and it's a great tool. We also have lesson plans and worksheets for our elementary students here. So we don't want our counselors and teachers to have to reinvent the wheel. So you see here we have student activity worksheets, grades K through 12, K through second grade lesson plans and worksheets, grades 3 through 5, all in one. We have a pause activity book, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. These are so many great lesson plans and activities for our elementary students. So I definitely would make sure that they are aware of those resources. professional development opportunities. We are having webinars and trainings that we are inviting you to. If you're interested in Finish the FAFSA for professionals, you can definitely go in this particular area and you can find out about how to take advantage of this. Finish the FAFSA actually is a tool that allows counselors to be able to monitor the activity of your parents actually completing the FAFSA during the senior year of their students. If you want to be able to encourage your parents to complete the FAFSA, you'll be able to go to this particular area called Finish the FAFSA under the Pro Tools, which we're going to go to in just a few moments. And it will be able to let you know the percentage of your seniors or families, shall I say, they have completed their FAFSA. It'll also allow you to be able to assist your parents and students with questions they may have. You'll be able to see if their application is in a pending status, if they are, maybe they're stuck on a particular question, and you'll be able to look through the back door actually as to what they are needing assistance with. That's not going to allow you to have access to that application, but it will allow you to know certain information that you can assist your parents with to encourage them to go ahead and complete the application and get it submitted so that their students will be eligible to receive some type of financial aid. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on when we go to the Pro Tools PowerPoint. Financial aid. Let's see, pause and job land, training materials. Let's drop our hat here for professional development opportunities. As I said before, that's where I was going. You're going to see all of the different trainings that we're going to be having throughout the year within this particular area where you can register for the actual events. You do get CEU credits when you attend these trainings. Of course, these were in person, but right now they are virtual. But nevertheless, you still get the CEU credits. But once we do come back together and start offering these trainings on college campuses across the state, we'll make you aware of that as well. So we do encourage you to make your counselors and your colleagues aware of those training opportunities, professional development, basically. Here are some training materials for our educators. If you want to get more information about North Carolina Countdown to College, Professional Center, FAFSA, financial aid resources, professional development opportunities, of course. This is our regular training sessions. Check out the FAFSA map, mysteries of the community college, career building and transfer opportunities. And then this is going to be where you'll be able to print off our resources, where you can actually order printed resources. If it's available for order, we'll make you aware. If it's not available for order, we will tell you that that particular piece is not available for order. Most times, if you see where it says PDF, you're going to just have to print it off. But if there's a telephone beside it, it will allow you to actually call in and we can make that particular piece available to you. So I'm going to push that back up. Pay for college. As you have 20 things to know about college financing. If you see a check here, that's where it said. It used to be a telephone, but now it has a check here in the circle where it will actually tell you it's available for order. Wherever you see a check mark. Otherwise, you would have to print off the other information. Okay. Click that back up. Also material that can be found in Spanish, of course. Information about saving for college. That's our 529 plan information. And I think I did click on apply to college, did I not? Maybe not. The admission deadlines and open houses. This one was, of course, for fall 2021. After July 1, you will be able to see the one for 2022. And most educators will print this particular admission deadlines and open house information out and have it posted up somewhere in the counselor's office or in the hallway, maybe on the bulletin board somewhere in the school, so that the students can actually be able to see these dates and deadlines at a glance. And then we also have a wonderful North Carolina College map that allows students to be able to see where colleges are located across the state of North Carolina. So if you're interested in having one of those, please don't hesitate to make us aware, and we will definitely get that to you. Okay, I'm sorry, I clicked on that by accident. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, what was the last thing I showed you? Let's look at the CFNC widgets. CFNC is pleased to make available several widgets for middle and high school students that can be placed on your school website. And a widget is simply a window through which CFNC can deliver timely information to your students. Once the widget has been added to your site, CFNC can update the content seamlessly. You will notice that you can navigate inside the widget without ever leaving the page on which it is posted. The widgets may contain information, reminders, quizzes, videos, and links to PDFs and CFNC.org tools. There are 5 widget types that are available in 2 different sizes. To add a widget to your website, ask your webmaster to click the Get This Code for your website and paste the code to your school site. If you have any questions, please email us at questions@cfnc.resources.org. So whoever your IT person is on your campus, I would definitely make them aware of this resource that is available to you. And the widgets will look very similar to this. Send your transcript online, send your free transcript online, ACT dates and deadlines that you can have as a widget on your school website, North Carolina College visit dates and deadlines. It's just a great tool to have when of course, when the parents also are visiting your school website, they'll be able to see information that is available to them at a quick glance, and if they click on it, it'll take them directly to the site, and they'll be able to find out more detailed information about whatever is being highlighted. And it's based upon the season, the different timing of the year as to when the widgets will be placed on your site. So let's go back to curriculum materials. These curriculum materials, of course, are for students 6th through 12th grade. Again, as I stated earlier, we don't want you to have to reinvent the wheel. Just take advantage of the lesson plans that we have and the student activities. I'm not going to click on it, of course, because it's going to take us off the website, but it was very similar to the Pause and Job Land, just a list of different lesson plans that you can use in the classroom with your students, and different activities and quizzes that you can use with them as well. And it's grade specific. And you also have the other resources that will be available. Fun activities for our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, parent curriculum for educators, essential standards, and lesson plans that align with CFNC resources. So I would definitely take advantage of these to see which ones seem to meet what I would want to convey to my students, just to keep it interesting, shall I say. So now let's dive into the website a little bit. I'm going to click back on the home page. And as you can see here, we have a carousel that's going to have different pictures that we will be changing throughout the course of the year, Plan Your Future, what's on deck. There are deadlines and information sessions happening all year. See what's coming up next. Find the best school for you. And of course, find application resources. That's probably going to be popping up during North Carolina Countdown to College Month, which is in October. And then, of course, we have a scholarship search engine, and we normally have that available during the fall. That will be highlighted during the fall, shall I say, for students to be able to easily be able to find out how to browse and look at the both merit-based and need-based scholarships on CFNC's website. Let's now click on Plan Your Future. So you're going to see little sayings, shall I say, or testimonials or what have you throughout our website. Love What You Do and Do What You Love by Ray Bradbury. You're going to see those throughout, so don't be surprised. But I really like our planning, high school planning timeline that's geared toward our middle school as well. It goes all the way up through adults who want to continue their education. And then, of course, we have information about the SAVER, the 529 plan. But depending upon which one of these grade levels you were to click on will determine what type of information you're going to see under the important activities. So these are important senior activities. Know your deadlines, complete your FAFSA and residency process, send applications and transcripts with the CFNC application hub, complete assessments at northcarolinacareers.org. And then in the bubble, you'll be able to see other information that we want to make sure is very seamless for the students to be able to get to. Because they are seniors, we definitely want them to take advantage of North Carolina Countdown to College month, which is takes place during the month of October, as you know. And we have different activities and plan of actions that should be done on different weeks throughout the month of October. This is a program, of course, that was approved by the governor of North Carolina. So this is something that is celebrated and shared across the state of North Carolina at all of our high schools. But let's take a look at maybe, let's see what would be a great one. Let's look at the assessments on CFNC. No. Well, this is what will happen because we partnered with NC Careers this past summer. We wanted to make sure that we were making available to our students as well as our adults the most pertinent, relevant information regarding careers. So what we have done is you have a single sign-on now. As you can see, well, you didn't see because before I started this recording, I had already logged into my CFNC account. But through CFNC, I can go to NC Careers website. My CFNC account name and password is the same as my CFNC account name and password. So it's a single sign-on. So if I want to find out about careers that may be of interest to me, if I want to explore careers, if I want to plan for a career, if I want to find out about education and training, if I want to research jobs, I can do all of that through NC Careers from CFNC's website. So we are very excited about this partnership, and it gives you even more information than what you would have had. But you can take the assessments, of course, from CFNC, but you have access to all of this information as well. So we are very excited about the partnership from with NC Careers. So I'm gonna go to, let's look at the CFNC application hub. This particular area on the website is going to be geared toward our high school seniors. This is where our seniors would go in order to start the application process, and of course to request their transcripts all in one setting. They could start an application by simply going here. All of your applications for our North Carolina colleges and universities are going to be listed alphabetically, but if you don't want to go through that, you can basically just type the name of the college or university in and it would pop up. You would then, because we have Alamance Community College right here at the top, you would click on the drop down arrow because the college may have a graduate program as well as an undergraduate program. And one wants to make sure they click on the correct application. So of course they would click on the undergraduate application for Alamance Community College, for example, start their process. Of course, they will need that CFNC account name and password in order to be able to have access to the application hub, the CFNC's admissions applications for the various colleges and universities across the state. They don't have to complete it all in one setting because they have that CFNC account, so they can complete a portion of it, save it, pick back up where they've left off. And if I come down here, it would allow me to send my transcript to any college or university. Of course, I would click here to make sure that my high school is listed and select the colleges and universities here by checking the box of which ones where I want my application to actually be sent. So you can click up to 5 in one setting, but there's no limit as to how many transcripts that can be sent to colleges and universities across the state. I'm going to go to plan your future again. And now I am going to click on career and college. Well, I'm not going to click on it. I'm just going to show you where it is. For our students who may want to participate in that program, which allows them to take college courses while in high school. Of course, we have put it here under the 8th grade activity because we want to make sure that our parents who are about to introduce their students to high school, the students about to turn the page and go to another chapter, we want to make sure that they're aware of the Korean College Promise program where they can actually take college courses, as I said before, while in high school, but they're free. And they can get credit for these courses as long as they take the final exam and make a passable score. This could be a class that they don't have to take once they do enter post-secondary education. Also, they can find out about the early college program, AP courses, honors courses, or what have you. So I'm going to click on apply to college very quickly. And of course, this is another area where you can actually locate the CFNC application hub. But let's stop where it says North Carolina Countdown to College. We're telling you to check back in the spring for the 2022 dates and events that will be coming up. As I said before, we will be having activities that will take place throughout the entire month of October. Our college application week is normally, the college application week is a week during the month of October where colleges and universities waive their college application fees if the application is completed on CFNC's website, and is normally the 3rd week in October. Of course, this was the week from last year, but by the spring, we'll have up our new dates. I want to bring your attention to this particular side of the website, where if you click on the events, this is the one from last year, but I'm just giving it, showing you as an example. You will be given the calendar for the month of October, and during that week, you're going to be able to see the different webinars that we will be having throughout the month of October. And we're going to be sending you flyers, sending you emails, encouraging you to forward this information to your parents and students so they can go and register for these events, so they can find out about how to plan for college, to find out about financial aid, the FAFSA and RDS, the application process. I applied, now what? Countdown to College wrap up questions and answers drop-in sessions. And what we are doing is we're inviting admissions representatives from various colleges from different sectors across the state to participate, financial aid administrators to participate in these webinars that we're going to be hosting throughout the month of October, so that you're hearing from the experts and you're able to ask any questions that you may have as well. We have a student section for North Carolina Countdown to College. We have a parent section for North Carolina Countdown to College. We also have a section for schools. We have our North Carolina Countdown to College resources, and we also have information in Spanish. And what we're doing currently is we're revamping our frequently asked questions to make sure that we are providing the questions that are being asked to you about the college admissions process, the application process, the financial aid process. So remember that you have all of these resources right in one area for you to be able to learn more about. And we also want our schools to register for North Carolina Countdown to College as well. So remember to do that so that your school can actually be able to participate in that process. All right. So now I do want to go back to the Apply tab once again. And I want to click on Residency Determination. I spoke on that very briefly when we were looking at the professional, the education professional module. But this is the actual area in which our parents would come to complete the North Carolina Residency Determination Service application. When they click here, it's going to ask, and I'm going to try to do this and hopefully we'll be able to get right back. Okay. It's going to ask them to log in. And the parents are going to be saying, log in. Log in with what? They're going to log in to the Residency Determination Service application with their son or their daughter's CFNC account name and password. So in order for them to be able to access the application, the student first needs to have, excuse me, a CFNC account name and password, which I think you all are doing a fantastic job. Mr. Lane is doing a fantastic job in making sure that the students are having their CFNC account names and passwords created, but that is what will be needed. This application is to be completed by the student also, because they're going to be asking them questions about wanting to know their driver's license number, wanting to know if they're registered to vote in the state of North Carolina. What is they may be asking for their social security number. This is a application that became mandatory by the North Carolina State Education Assistance Authority, so that we would know, not we, but colleges and universities will be able to know whether or not to charge students in state versus out of state tuition. Also, so that they would be eligible to receive state grant monies or institutional monies from that particular college or university. So this is a mandatory application. At the end of the application, the parents would be giving a residency certification number. And that is what the student would be using on some admissions applications. All community colleges will ask for that number up front. We do have a few colleges and universities, four-year colleges and universities, that will ask for it on the admissions application as well. But the majority of the colleges will be asking for that RCN number before they process their financial aid offer that many people refer to as a financial aid award. So it's very important that our families complete the RDS application. Okay, let's see, where was I? Get Recruited is a tool that students can use anytime they would like to start getting information from various colleges and universities. If they go to Get Recruited, it's just going to start. They're going to click on the college and university in which they want to get recruited by, and the colleges and universities will start sending them a lot of great information about their college or university. College application resources, let's go there. We do have the ability for students to complete a practice application under this particular section. It just allows our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders to find out what type of questions will be asked. So when they do reach their senior year, they're not surprised about what's being asked of them, but they have had the opportunity to be introduced to an admissions application. Nobody ever sees the application. This is just for their eyes only. And this is the section where they would be able to find out about the deadlines of the various colleges, admissions deadlines. If they want to find out about admissions essay tips, they will be able to see this information in this section. Show that, provide an e-transcript, find out your participating high schools, which I showed that to you in just a few moments ago. College application, frequently asked questions. This is another section that's going to be very helpful to students as well. So now let's look at Pay for College. Of course, we have a great deal of information about financial aid, the FAFSA form. You can get started with the application here. If one wants to learn more about grants and scholarships, they can find this out. If you want to have access to the guide for North Carolinians and their families about how to pay for education beyond high school, we have that electronic financial aid booklet, which will have the majority of the scholarships listed from our website in that booklet, but we've made it available electronically. We've also have information about, I want to take you before I'm going to finish this particular screen, and then I'm going to take you to our scholarship information about work study, student loans, how to fill out a FAFSA. More free FAFSA information can be found in this section as well. I want to take you to our scholarship search section on our website. This is a great area to introduce to students, not just during their senior year, but early as possible so that they can see what the requirement is for various scholarships or what have you. What I like about this is you can search scholarships by county, or you can just look at all counties. So you get to set the filters of what you're looking for in a scholarship. I'm going to try to move my cursor down. You can search scholarships by population, college type, employment populations, residency, U.S. residency, award amounts, also by deadline. And you can clear the filters once you've set them and then go back and set them again. Let me pull this up here. Okay. And then once you do click on what you're looking for in a scholarship, we will give you your results. I didn't select anything, but I'm just going to look at the scholarships and grants. They're all combined because I didn't specify what I was looking for. If I said I wanted to only look at need-based scholarships, that's what it would have given me. If I said I wanted to look at merit-based scholarships, that's what it would have given me. But I didn't specify what type of scholarship I wanted to look at. So it's giving me a mixture. So there's a North Carolina Community College grant. I am looking at the card view of that particular grant. It's giving me the award amount. It's also telling me there's a rolling deadline, and it's giving me the criteria. But if I wanted to know specifically more information about it, or if I want it to be routed to the application, if I click on view details, it would take me directly to that particular section. But do remember that our scholarships are geared primarily toward North Carolina residents attending a North Carolina school. So now let's look at what else I think you might be interested in looking at more information about. I think the apply to college is going to be mostly where you would be working with your students, and also looking at plan for your future as far as looking at the assessments. So I'm going to click here just briefly. We talked about it from the career, North NC careers perspective, but I want to show you the actual assessments that are on CFNC's website that will eventually take you over to NC careers. The ones that you will be able to introduce to your students is the interest profiler, the career cluster survey, basic skills survey, transferable skills checklist, work value sorter, and the career key, as well as do what you are in learning style inventory. Those, the ones that I find to be most popular with our middle and high school students is the career key, the basic skills survey, the career cluster, and the interest profile. Now you, of course, can find out one best suits your what your students are looking for, or as far as the time is concerned. As you can see before, the duration is 10 to 20 minutes for the interest profiler. Career cluster, they are saying it's an average 15 to 25 minutes. Again, they don't have to complete it all in one setting. However, it will save where they left off. They can pick back up at a later date. But at the end of the actual assessment, it will tell them what Holland code has been assigned to them. If they're artistic, if they're social, investigative, it's going to give them a percentage of how much of that particular Holland code result came up in when they completed that particular assessment. They'll show them how they how it panned out as far as them maybe being 90% artistic, maybe they were 70% comprehensive, maybe they were 20% investigative. Whatever their highest percentage is, that is the one in which they will try to link up careers or provide them with careers that match more with their personality. It will also give them a list of careers that, as far as the education requirements for that particular career, where those colleges in the state of North Carolina that offer those careers that have been matched to them. Also letting them know other resources that are available to them to get better prepared for that particular career. It's coming soon. Just remember that this sneak preview is subject to final tweaks, of course. What happens to the Pro Center? The Pro Center will still be available for some time after Pro Tools goes live for those counselors who may have both. How will I access the new Pro Tools site? With your CFNC.org account. Educators only need one CFNC.org account login for both CFNC and Pro Tools. So important action steps for existing Pro Center accounts. All of this information is on our website. So you'll have access to this after today. You can identify the CFNC account you want to use for CFNC to CFNC and your Pro Tools account. You can create a CFNC account at cfnc.org if you don't have one already. Ensure that your school assigned email address used for the Professional Center is also the email address in your CFNC account. You can update your email address in the Professional Center account under My Account and under My Profile. CFNC Pro Tools key features: career exploration, applications and transcripts, FAFSA, and RDS. Pro Tools dashboard, you'll be welcome, such as this. It'll have your school name, your month-to-date statistics, your daily statistics. You'll have your student groups, your reports, and administrator rights. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. You'll be able to see the process of your applications, such as this, for your FAFSA, your admissions applications, or what have you. You'll also be able to allow your students to put them in groups. As you can see here, your duplicate accounts, release student accounts. Perhaps if a student leaves your school, they withdraw from your school, you can release their account from your school, but you don't delete their account. You just release it from your school list, shall I say. You also have a student finder, and you can have saved groups. So if you want to put your students, for example, top 10% school students in a group, if you want to put your students who may be below C average in a group, so you can put and give more attention to them regarding assisting them with career and technical education programs, or if you want to focus more on them with different lesson plans or activities because of the groups that you have put them in. Here you can have your students, you can select your students, shall I say, by graduation year, by ethnicity, or select an age range. It's up to you. This is really a tool that we've created it, but you can customize it to fit the needs of you and your students. Again, you can also specify by by gender, shall I say, female, male, or unspecified. You can also range it from GPA or what have you. I've had students or counselors who may have Fab 5, the top 5% of their students in a group. There are students who range from 2.5 to 2.0. Those students, I don't know in your school, but some schools will have categories of students who are at risk of dropping out, and you might want to put them in a group so that you can really horn in on them and give them that extra attention that is needed to keep them going, to keep them encouraged, or what have you. Sending them emails from time to time about different activities or meetings that you may be having, or you want to meet with them. You can send those to them through your Pro Tools account. Application progress for your admissions applications, finish the FAFSA, those that are completing the reality check on CFNC's website, the transcript tracker. You can run reports for all of those different activities as well. What is Finish the FAFSA? It's a database which I shared earlier, which shows the status of FAFSA completion for high school seniors, submitted versus completed, errors, selected for verification, so that you can encourage the parents to see that you were selected for verification, and but your application is in a pending file. So in order for your application to be completed, you're going to have to provide them with a copy of your IRS tax transcript, for example, but you will be able to assist them with encouraging them and advising them on how to finish this application. And this is just a sample of a high school's Finish the FAFSA report, where you'll have the names of your students, and then you'll be able to see if they are completed, not submitted, just where they are located in the application process. North Carolina statewide virtual programming 21-22. This is just some programs that we had. We recently had the advantages of attending an HBCU recently. We just had the disabilities program, but do look for the upcoming events that we will be hosting for our educators for throughout the course of the year. We will be having some trainings during the summer, believe it or not. Sometimes we have programs where stipends are attached that we may receive from the UNC system and C system, and they want us to announce it to our educators. So please stay in contact with us. Make sure you are staying connected with us through social media and what have you. I got a little ahead of myself. CFNC events, you can go to cfnc.org/events to find out about all of those upcoming programs that we'll be having. Good takeaways. Check your email addresses in your cfnc.org and Pro Center accounts. Register your school for North Carolina Countdown to College. You can't register for the Next Step program because that has ended, but you can bookmark cfnc.org pages, order materials and resources through the cfnc.org/education-professionals. Financial basics, check it out and encourage your students to complete the online course to be considered for our $500 scholarship that we will be randomly selecting students who have successfully completed that financial literacy course at an 80% grade or better, and explore the new integrated career center with NC Careers that we talked about this morning. Stay connected with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.